What's up everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. So today we want to explore a topic that I think is, in my opinion, something that we haven't taken a lot of time to consider overall. It appears that Gotham Knights got overwhelmed by a lot of the conversation surrounding the game, which has been by and large what I call somewhat disconnected overall, because it seems the external and mostly the internal acceptance, or at least perception of the game, is all over the place. Because at one point you're going to see that, oh, over here, it appears that some people really love the game, and these are people that are playing the game, people who are in the community, people who are engaged in the game. And then on the other side, you're going to see a lot of people who say, oh, we don't like the game because of so-so, A, B, C, and D. And I think it's quite interesting because it really is reflecting here, as the Steam reviews, which is a major platform that the game is on, continue to remain mostly positive. This actually did shift within a matter of 24 to even 48 hours. So that was the biggest shift that those of us who were paying attention actually noticed. And the number still remains the same at about a 72% acceptance rate. So what this says is a lot of the folk that are engaged in this project are having a blast. They're having a good time. And I think for them, this game really does offer something that they would like to go ahead and see as time goes on. Which brings me to the conversation that the heroic assault mode, which is a mode that has actually been planned since the onset of this game. I remember years ago when I first started covering Gotham Knights, I used to go back. I don't think we even knew the name of the game, but I remember I used to go to the Warner Brothers Games, hiring page, and I'll go to the Montreal section, and I saw a lot of different ads, and I would read the descriptions and kind of figure out what was going on. But now it even makes way more sense to have seen that the community managers they were trying to hire at that time, their job was supposed to be a job that would allow for players to want to log into this game on a daily basis. So the plan was to actually have some kind of a mode that players would engage in as the game was going on. So already you knew that this game was going to be some sort of a live service game if you were paying very close attention to that. I was paying attention, but even that somewhat missed me. But then when we saw the game having a co-op, we were like, okay, it's going to have some live service elements by and large. Now, the elements are quite, less pronounced than say all these other games out there, because it does have its single player focus and other activities that gives you a lot of playtime. And as a solo player, you don't need those. You can still enjoy the game by and large, but it appears that the second phase is to continue to expand the game down the road. What if Heroic Assault is able to explore areas that we haven't seen other than just villains, but also some playable characters in the universe? This is the one aspect that a lot of, our conversation has not necessarily spanned properly. I would like to see, because of the nature of this game, a lot of the Justice League characters show up in Gotham Knights. And what am I talking about? Well, if you make your way through the game, you're going to realize that the entirety of the game is littered with a lot of Justice League characters. Off just my own, attention span and just looking at what's going on, there have been at least 3 characters in the Justice League universe that have been shown in this game. One in the Belfry being Black Canary. We saw this on a poster before the game released, and then via emails you're going to realize that there's another one, and then during the release or around the release window we got to see that Robin took a picture with another one. So already there are 3 of these characters, and I wonder if it's not one of those pre-planned aspects where Warner Brothers Games Montreal might be wanting to go deeper into this universe and are capable of maybe representing and bringing some of these hero characters to be playable characters in a future game mode down the road. This is going to provide a little bit of testing. This is going to provide a little bit of, I would say real-time market response for them to be able to see how these characters are going to be accepted, how they're going to be received. And honestly, I think this is a very cool opportunity to start the groundwork for, say, other video games that are in the works, or at least if they're working on their second video game, why not bring or design a character that is probably going to be showcased in their other game and put that character as, say, a time limited playable character for a specific event where, more people are going to look and say, I want to check out this character. I think there's, maybe a week where I can play this character, or 2 months, or whatever it is, and people can come in and check it out. this is really going to allow for a very different dynamics surrounding Gotham Knights. And I think, you know, it at the same time doesn't seem to come in to want to encroach on the core 4 knights that are the main crux of the video game. So that to me says that the developers might be able to find an opportunity here to start to seemingly sow more seeds in expanding their world. This really changes the entire conversation. It could also be, according to the developers, they had considered, you know, maybe using Alfred or making him a playable character. This might be the time to actually go into that conversation as a whole, getting, say, maybe a character like Alfred, Renee Montoya, or even Harley Quinn to be playable characters in some of these game modes down the road. I'm hoping that they're able to do something like this that will probably match some of the other games that have some of the single player focus, like, say, you know, Arkham Knight or Arkham City, Arkham Asylum, or even Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, where you at the end could play a lot of combat modes. And for those of you who know Jedi Fallen Order, they actually released those modes towards the, you know, after about a year of the game being released. So it took them a while to basically get that mode out. But I think the developers here at Warner Bros. Montreal have been working on a lot of their end games. So it doesn't seem like it's going to take them a lot to be able to accomplish something of that nature. But anyways, I wanted to go ahead and posit this idea to you guys and hear your thoughts in the comment section. So what do you think about having maybe other playable characters that are coming from the DC universe? Maybe all those characters we've been talking about in the past, like, you know, the Green Arrow, maybe the Flash, or so on and so forth, featuring here in Gotham Knights, and seeing how they get to interact with, say, maybe the end game modes of the game, and how fans are probably going to be, you know, reacting and responding to stuff like that. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching the video. I really appreciate you guys' time and audience, and hopefully we'll talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.